sort of looking at the judgments that you're making about yourself and thinking, is this fair to me? Because I just had one of those moments. I just had an idea for a video, which I know is not the most groundbreaking thing ever, but I do this to myself all the time, where I judge myself for things, and I'm like, if somebody else did that, if somebody else thought this, if somebody else did whatever, I would be giving them just as much grace. So why am I not giving myself grace? So I just thought, you know what? I said this way long ago in a video quite a while ago, and it just sort of revived this idea. I said to myself, you know what? There was like a whispering and tapping video that I did where I suggested compiling a bunch of tapping from all over my videos into one tapping video. And then I was like, well, that's going to be difficult, because then I'll need to be searching, I'll need to try to do tapping in more of my videos, and I'll need to be searching and excising those little bits, but then I won't have an intro. But what I decided to do is I decided that for this sort of video idea, if I do a tapping video infrequently, then all I have to do is take 5, 10 free minutes to ramble, which I'm very good at. I can do that for an entire hour if I wanted to. But to ramble and do some just gentle tapping, and then I compile that, and over the course of 3 weeks or whatever it happened to be, then I do like a giant tapping compilation video. Then that's a cool idea. So this is the first iteration of a tapping compilation video. I don't know if I'll name it anything, make it like a Trigger Word Tuesday kind of thing, or if I'll just kind of make it just a tapping compilation, because there's only one other word, one other day of the week that starts with T, and I think it will probably be more infrequent than Trigger Word Tuesday, for sure. But I think that this is a good way for me to kind of like do a tapping video, because I think I've talked about this before, but I find tapping very difficult to do. It doesn't keep my attention. Like, if you want a good sense of my attention span, look at where my eyes go in a video. They are rarely looking at you, because no matter how hard I try, I am almost always looking at something around the room, and like my room isn't that interesting. I mean, it is, but to me, it is genuinely an attention span thing, where my brain starts to go numb after I've been tapping, and if it's a pure tapping video, I get very, 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 sort of checked out during it, and it's mostly down to the fact, I think, that I don't necessarily enjoy pure tapping ASMR. I enjoy tapping and a little bit of scratch tapping in the background of a ramble, and that's why the majority of my tapping content, the very few tapping videos that I've done, exist as rambling and tapping, or like the David's Tea Box supplementing like a whispered ramble or something like that. So I think this is a good way to split that balance, or to strike that balance, I guess I should say, where there will be a lot of tapping, there will also be a lot of rambling, as there always is. I think words are going to just be my brand, like whispering and, of course, I did a whole video about this tea box, but this is a compilation of 10 teas from David's Tea that I got kind of on a whim, and then it kind of worked out that I could try 10 different little samplers of tea. Then I figured out what I liked, and now some of the ones from this box I bring into work fairly often. But this box just has the best sounds, like the tapping on the edges. possible as a hand lotion that I can put on overnight because it is very greasy. It is incredibly greasy, but when I wake up, it is my hands are quite soft. Not as soft as you would think for how greasy this stuff is, but you can't win them all. I got a ton of these things for free, because there was a point when I was obsessed with Clarins skincare because their free gift bags they were so adorable. And, of course, with the free gift bag came free, like, sample-sized products. And these, I believe, are full-sized, but I think I have, like, 5 of them still, including this one, so 4 left, because this one is quite low in terms of how much it has in it, but, this stuff is decent. I'd say don't spend your money, but if you're looking for a greasy hand cream that is just easy enough to put on overnight, I'd say get it for free or on sale or something like that, but I wouldn't go out of my way to buy it. Makes very good tapping noises though. Okay, so now my friends, I'm just going to tap a little bit more on the shade of nail polish that I have on right now while I say goodbye, at least for today. But, of course, this video is a compilation, so you will be seeing this quite a bit later than today, since this is the first part of the compilation, but I'm foreseeing that these will be fairly long, because if I have a free 15-minute session every now and again, if I have 4 of those over 3 weeks, which I usually do, then that's like an hour-long tapping video, which is more than I could ever be able to accomplish in one sitting, I promise you that much. So, my friends, thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next clip. Okay, I'm back to do a little bit more tapping. skin because as a body butter, this stuff is very heavy, but it is also deeply, deeply moisturizing. When we're talking about shea butter, this stuff is some of the best stuff on the planet. Like, it's fantastic. And, of course, shea butter is a very, very old, traditional African product that has been used for generations to keep hair moisturized and healthy and strong, and to keep skin moisturized and healthy and strong. It is a wonderful product. It is a wonderful product. Body Shop hand cream. This is the Body Shop. It's harder to see. The Body Shop Satsuma. The Body Shop Satsuma hand cream. This stuff smells amazing. Okay, so I'm going to put on some hand cream, and then I will see you in the next clip. In the next clip. leather tapping, some cork tapping kind of thing for me is what I would say kind of falls within my, like, that's what I enjoy tapping wise. But wood tapping is definitely like, probably in like in terms of like genres of tapping, it probably falls in the middle for me. Porcelain tapping, can't do it. Glass tapping, it really depends on the glass tapping, and who's doing it as well, because it's like, if it's aggressive glass tapping, no, can't do it. My screen starts going dark for whatever reason. Okay, so that is the wooden base, but I also started doing this while I was waiting in line to pay, and I find that this is, there's just room where I can like shift the pot up and like forward and around the square. Sound, honestly. So, now, despite the fact that I said I dislike it, I'm going to do a little bit of tapping on this thing. Scratching on like porcelain or ceramic, it is a big goosebumps, like nails on chalkboard moment. this was an instant buy. This pot here. Now, it's a strange shape. Yes, it is a very strange shape. But what it is meant to emulate is it is meant to emulate a planet with rings. It is so goddamn cute. I love it. 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 I love it so much. This one was the color palette Neptune. But of course, Neptune doesn't have such visible rings, around it. The only really super visible rings in our solar system, of course, are Saturn's rings. Those ones are the most striking, at least. But this thing is so cute. Plus, it's got a good size to it that it should be able to hold a nested pot pretty confidently. Sometimes what I do is I'll save the lids and skincare containers and stuff like that, little when it's a pot of something, to put in the bottom so that a nested pot can rest on it. If not, maybe I'll just pot something in here. I'm not opposed to doing that. It just has to be something that's okay with a moist environment. Then this thing, that's a cool, not an optical illusion, but it makes a square, but it's really a bunch of upside down triangles. This is a stand for it, so they go together like this, and this kind of holds it up so that you can tilt it, put your planet on an axis, which I think is so damn cute. It merges two of my passions, space and of course gardening and planting and stuff like that. So I'll do a little bit of tapping on this. scratch it. Each video has kind of evened out to about 15 minutes-ish so far, so hopefully if there's 4 of them, that should make like an hour-long tapping video, and I do this like once a month or something like that, mostly because it is a lot easier for me to sort of sit around for 15 minutes to do this rather than like a full hour of tapping, because I generally like doing whispered videos that go about an hour. I know some of my Trigger Word Tuesdays have gone like past an hour 20, an hour and 30, but just with the tapping, it's like my brain ends up fogging over, and that is 100% because of the ADHD and 100% because I'm very scatterbrained, just as it is. So, I think this is a way for me to make it much easier on myself, So, that being said, I will see you in the next clip. Okay, you've got me at a wild hair time. It's like the warmest it's been all year outside, so I thought I would continue tapping just before I go out and do like a tiny bit of yard work. We have maple trees in our backyard, and they're quite small still, and I don't know why this happens, but they hold on to their leaves over the winter, and that's not supposed to happen, but it happens whenever the winter onset is like shocking and immediate. So they just hold on to their leaves, they forget to lose them, kind of. So I'm probably gonna go out and pick some of the leaves off of those trees, but just yesterday, a local mall in my city held a crystal and gem show, and I got 3 things. But the third thing is just downstairs, because I don't know, I didn't catch this when I got it, but it's like, oh gosh, I forget what it's called, Sputnik Ammonite or something like that, aggregate. I'm not doing it justice, but I know I have the little card for it downstairs, but there was a little bit of glue that was sticking a price tag onto it, so I have to try to like pick that out with a toothpick. Anyway, so I just thought that I would tap a little bit on these 2 crystal pillars, these 2 rock pillars, I guess I should say. But this first one here, is absolutely marvelous, absolutely gorgeous, pink opal, I believe it was called a pink opal, that's got like this white veining through it, and it's apparently from Peru. Now, I'm not the kind of person who really has like firm, solid belief in like energy and crystals and stuff like that, like crystal healing, but I think they look absolutely gorgeous, and I think it's just interesting where they come from. So I kind of suspend my disbelief a little bit if it's actually like pink opal or actually from Peru. Like, I'm sure there's some sort of like truth to that for sure, but is it like 100% true? I don't know. I choose to believe it is, and I think that it's a pretty, the people who run it are pretty well known and pretty, like they operate with integrity, so I think it's a pretty interesting little piece. It goes well with my dragon, it goes well with the giant Sylveon, and it just looks absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous. necessarily like sort of dark things like this, but I think just the uniqueness of it has so much appeal to it, and just like the little flecks of stuff in it, it's just absolutely wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I actually don't mind the sound of this tapping. Usually I don't like glass tapping, but it's not quite as shrill as glass tapping. Oh, I also got stickers at the gem show as well, which are quite pretty, although I don't have them upstairs right now. I don't have them upstairs right now. So there, this thing is, once again, the camera really does not do it justice. In person, this thing looks absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. So that's the South African bloodstone. That's the South African bloodstone. So I think I might film one more clip, just because this clip is a little bit shorter. Just a little bit shorter. Just a little bit shorter. So that is, I think, the plan. One more clip, and then we've got a full tapping video. Anything else to tap on? Not really. I think we're good. I'll see you in the next clip. Okay, this is going to be the final tapping segment of this video. I'll probably end up, I don't know, I might film the next beginning segment of this video now. Sorry, that didn't make sense. I might film the beginning segment of the next tapping compilation now. I might do the same thing. We'll see. It's all jazz. So, the last couple of things I'm tapping on are some makeup packaging, and this is the Perfecting Skin Tint packaging from Glossier. This stuff, I know I've sang this product's praises many times before, but I just love it. I love this stuff. It airbrushes in all the right ways. It's just fantastic. I also love finger tip tapping, not necessarily fingernail tapping. this around just because it is such a good tapping trigger. Hopefully I get something with packaging again sometime soon. I'm trying not to buy new things. This has been sitting for quite a while in my makeup cabinet. Same thing with the other two packages. Same thing with the other two packages, just because they, I thought that I would film a video with them way long ago. This is back in like when I was doing those 3 videos in 2021, but I kept these other 2 packages as well. So this one is the Lav Dreams Super Shock Highlighter packaging. I have shown you this product on the channel before, and I really, really like it. I really, really like it. I just don't use colored highlighter nearly as much as I do just like traditional highlighter. So this is definitely like a gay bar kind of thing. The reason why I say gay bar, okay, I need to do a storytime video about my first gay bar experience in my city, because it is multiple nights worth of experience. But I wore this on my first night, and I felt like the most gorgeous, magical fairy in, like, not in the slur way, so don't come for me, but like actually I just felt like a fairy. Yes, this stuff, it has a special place in my heart for that reason, because I felt magical that night. I kind of felt magical that night. I like the way my nails match. I love the way my nails match it. And I guess kind of my hair as well. Because what she did is she did this part. Sorry, it's a little bit wet still. She did this part, like the back, the sides, all that, like a dusty rose color, and then she put like a brighter purple like in the middle front kind of portion of my hair, and I love it so much. I love it so much. As I ruin it. I always have to look case, and it's generally all paper. I don't see a lot of plastic from them. It might have changed in a while. I haven't ordered anything from ColourPop for probably about 10 months or so. But I just love their packaging. They get it so right every single time. It's just lovely. I've kept a couple of the things of packaging from ColourPop because I just can't bring myself to toss them yet. These ones I probably am going to. That's probably a lie, but I'm going to tell myself I am. Okay, so that's this highlighter packaging. The next one is the Legend of Korra. The Legend of Korra. The Legend of Korra Spirit Wilds Super Shock Highlighter from ColourPop. And now this one is just so absolutely adorable. I think that I am a rare case in that I enjoy The Legend of Korra just as much as I enjoy Avatar: The Last Airbender. Zoomy, I don't know. I just like both of those shows. And Legend of Korra kind of came out. Oh, it's different on the inside. I love it. See, it's different on the inside. ColourPop has commitment to their packaging. Is this one recyclable? Let's see. I think so. Yep, it is. Okay. So what does it say on the back here? Oh, just a bunch of legal stuff. But I got into Avatar: The Last Airbender late. I am the age of like the age that I am. I would have watched it. I would have watched the show when it was airing, and I was in the target age range. That's the best one. But I was obsessed with Star Wars: The Clone Wars, and I just thought that Avatar: The Last Airbender was just some, whatever kind of show. I don't know what I thought of it, but then that movie came out. The M. Night Shyamalan live-action Avatar: The Last Airbender movie, and when that was a disaster, I was like, well, now I'm glad that I never watched the show, because the show was probably a disaster too. Fast forward to me watching it, and being like, why did I ever not watch this? But I think that I wouldn't have appreciated it when I was that age anyway, because I appreciated the, heavily political themes of Star Wars: The Clone Wars when I was a kid, and I don't know that I would have necessarily appreciated the much more personal storytelling that's going on in Avatar: The Last Airbender. Don't get me wrong, Star Wars: The Clone Wars has personal storytelling, and Avatar: The Last Airbender absolutely has political theming and storytelling, and very age-appropriate, while also broaching, the topics of, surveillance states and authoritarianism, and, it's such a good series. But I would say that Avatar: The Last Airbender is a much more character-focused show, where Star Wars: The Clone Wars is a lot more of a sort of storyline-focused show, in focusing on, the political angle and multiple different characters and a much larger cast than Avatar: The Last Airbender. But I watched it, loved it. I watched Legend of Korra, loved it. I had I related to Korra way more than I think I related to really any of the characters in Avatar: The Last Airbender. I believe a lot of that has to do with age, but I just loved Legend of Korra so goddamn much, and I understand, whatever, it's not true, she's not the right Avatar, but I think that's what makes the story more interesting. She is flawed, she is a little bit more emotional and aggressive than Aang is, but I think that is such an interesting place to take the character of the member, specifically of a Water Tribe member. Anyway, I'm going on way too long rambling in a tapping video, but this is to say that I very much enjoy Legend of Korra. I very much enjoy the Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I don't think that you have to like just one. I think that with the nature of media, you can kind of appreciate everything for what it is, and you don't always have to say, well, they did this wrong or they didn't do that right. And it's like, well, I don't know. I think leave the art to the artists, and if you feel strongly about something, create your own art, create your own stories, be positive, tell them instead of, you did this wrong, or the character of Korra isn't good, or whatever. I say focus that energy on, this is what you did well, and I'm going to try to create something inspired by your work. Whether or not that's fan fiction, whether or not that's fan films, whether or not you're going to write your own script, I don't know, but put the positivity out into the world and use it as a launching point to create your own art, because I think it is absolutely valid to be telling somebody, this didn't turn out the way I expected, because that is a completely valid criticism. Where it becomes invalid is saying that it's trash and that it's not good. And I understand this is probably a very small minority of Legend of Korra haters, or Avatar: The Last Airbender fans, or that whole universe's fan base, but they're very vocal, and I'm just like, have your criticisms, just don't get mean with them, because I think with media literacy being so low nowadays, that you either have to enjoy something all the way to the fullest, or you either have to hate it, and then the people who enjoy it completely uncritically will say, well, just don't watch it, or just don't engage with it. And the people who hate it will say, well, this is complete and utter trash. I never understood why anybody would like it. Both of those are such they're non-productive lines of thinking. I say it is far more interesting to say, you know what, I love this, but there are some issues with it. Star Wars: The Clone Wars has many issues with it, especially the first few seasons, and especially the movie Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the animated movie. It's very sort of simplistic and basic, but that doesn't mean that I hate it, and that doesn't take away from anybody else loving those pieces of media. It's just criticism, and it's constructive, and I don't go on Twitter and start like attacking people over it. Same thing with Avatar: The Last Airbender. If you don't like Legend of Korra, that is wonderful. Voice those opinions, but voice them in a productive way, so that you're not just putting negativity and hate out there into the world. But anyway, that's a weirdly long diatribe about media literacy and all that. The other thing is, I think that you can be critical of something and still love it, and you can also be critical of something and dislike it. You can like parts of things and not other parts of things, and I find that's why I enjoy writing about things like that so much. I love essay writing because I get to deconstruct things that I like and kind of divide them up into, this is what I enjoy, this is what I think could have been done better, this is what I just don't enjoy. And sometimes I share that with people, and sometimes I just keep those by myself. I swear to God, I could do a video game channel on YouTube. I could also do a book channel. I could do a movie or a music channel on YouTube, because I just have so many like essays written about songs and stuff like that. But yeah, if you ever want to hear anything like that, maybe one day I'll film a video about it. But I think it's so much more fun to say, you know what, I dislike this, but, or I love this, but. I think that's way more interesting than just stopping at I hate it or I love it. compilation video. But, thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. I hope you like the tapping compilation concept. I'll probably end up doing like once a month, and it's going to be like a super long video, as evidenced by probably the runtime of this video.